Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our online learning. Today on ICT, we'll be learning how to use formulas in Microsoft Excel. But before we go further into the class, I'd like to share the learning objective with us so that we know what we are expected to be able to do at the end of the class. At the end of the class, pupils are going to be able to work with formulas in Microsoft Excel. At the end of the class, pupils are expected to be able to use formulas to do addition and subtraction in Microsoft Excel. At the end of the class, pupils are expected to be able to insert tables into cells. They are also expected to be able to print Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. So let's move to the class. But before I go further into this, I believe this is not the first time we are hearing of Microsoft Excel. For the purpose of those who are just joining in, Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet application used for calculating and organizing values. Now, you can choose to use Microsoft Excel to calculate values. Organizations use Microsoft Excel. Companies, schools use Microsoft Excel to do calculation. Now, working with formulas in Microsoft Excel. Working with formulas in Microsoft Excel is quite easy. We are going to use ICC Serves Store to learn how to use formula in Microsoft Excel. ICC Serve Store sells softwares. Now, these are the softwares that ICC Serve sell. Microsoft Word. They sell Microsoft Word for 5,000 naira. They sell their Paint application for 3,000 naira. They sell their Microsoft Excel for 5,000 naira. Now let's calculate the total of ICC Serve software. That is the total of ICC Serve software. So how do we calculate this? First thing I'd like you to do is to get your computer system, launch the Microsoft Excel application. How do you launch your Microsoft Excel application? Locate and left click the Start button or the Windows button. Then you can just type Excel. It will pop up a box that will show you Microsoft Excel. Just select Microsoft Excel and then your Microsoft Excel application will be opened. So now let us enter the value, this value in the Microsoft Excel application. Okay, so this is what I want you to do on your computer. So please type this information in your Microsoft Excel application just as you can see. Okay, so you could just pause this video and type this information. We would move to the next thing. Now that we have typed the values, now I need us to calculate these values together. But before we do that, let me quickly explain a few things. Now, in the first class we had on Microsoft Excel, we learned the work environment. We were taught the work environment of Microsoft Excel. But let me quickly do a review of that. Now, Microsoft Excel is represented in rows and columns. Now, Microsoft Excel's row are numbered 1. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and all. Now, Microsoft Excel rows are in alphabet. You can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. So that's that. Now, I'd like you to understand how the formula thing worked. That was why I did that illustration. So if you are asked to locate A1, you know this is your A1. Oh, sorry, it extended to A2. If you are expected to locate C6, you know this is C6. If you are expected to locate E3, this is E3. You can see. So that is how we can locate cells. Now, whenever you want to type formulas in Microsoft Excel, every formula starts with an equals to. You can see here, there's this formula here, and you can see it's starting from equals to. You can see the equals to here. So what you should do is, so right now we want to do the sum of these figures. So here we want to calculate this sum. So we want to add the cost of Microsoft Word, Paint application, and Excel. So to do that, we would say equals to B5 plus B6 plus B7, just as you can see here. Just as you can see here, by the time you are done typing that value, just click enter. And then when you click enter, you get the sum of the three values. So let's move to the next slide. Now, what we have learned how to calculate addition in Microsoft Excel. Now the next thing right now is we want to calculate subtraction. Now, how do we subtract in Microsoft Excel? First thing is I want us to use a profit margin of ICC to learn how to calculate our subtraction. So now how do we do that? First thing is we want to value the cost of the cost of the software. Now, ICC bought the Microsoft Word application from the Computer Village for 2,500 and sold for 5,000. ICC bought Paint application for 2,000 naira and sold for 3,000 naira. ICC bought Microsoft Excel software for 3,500 and sold for 5,000. Now, let us calculate the profit. How to calculate the profit is that we are going to deduct the purchasing power, or probably the capital, or the cost of the software from the market, from the sales price. So how do we do that? We would just say 2,500, that's the cost of Microsoft Word, which is 2,500 minus the sales, or the sales price minus the cost price. So here is it. So all you need to do for me is to type these values here. So you just type purchasing price of software. I try to use simple terms so that you'd understand better. So you can see Microsoft Word was purchased for 2,005. Paint application was purchased for 2,000, and then Microsoft Excel was. So now let's do the addition. So back to our formula here. We want to subtract right now. Then subtract the cost of, okay, so I've explained this already. So how do we do this? We'll start with equals to. So we'll say equals to clear this. So we'll say equals to B5 minus F5. That will give us the profit. We would also say equals to, we'll say equals to B6 minus F6, and then we'll say equals to B7 minus F7. That will give us the answer that we are going to see in the next slide. So please, I'd like you to do this. Okay, it was on purpose. I didn't put the figure myself. So I'd like you to do this yourself, and let's see what you would arrive at. So what I'm going to give you as activity for this week is to practice this, is to try to calculate the profit of ICC Serve bookstore. So, my friends, I hope you have learned from this lesson, and I expect you to practice this activity as we are going to do something more advanced or more complex in our next lesson. Thank you very much. Bye.